All right, welcome back. We're looking at 2-5 for Math 7, Operations with Mixed Numbers, and this is example number 1. So when you're adding and subtracting, you do have a choice. You could keep those as mixed numbers and just separate them, but the easiest thing to do is to turn them into improper fractions. We just went over how to do that, so we're going to start there. So, looking at my first fraction there, the denominator times the whole number. 5 times 2 is going to give me 10. 10 plus 2 on the top, so times plus gives me 12 fifths. The 2 and 2 fifths was a positive, so my 12 fifths stays positive. Carry down that minus sign. 3 times 3 is 9. Plus 1 is 10 thirds. So now here, I'm sitting here thinking I am subtracting fractions. I have subtraction going on, and when I'm adding and subtracting fractions, I need to have common denominators. So first, I turned these into mixed numbers, and actually, let's do that with a red color because that matches. Oops. First, improper fractions. My pen is being a little weird today. All right, so then the second thing I'm doing, what we just talked about, is we're going to get common denominators. Because I'm adding and subtracting, or subtracting. So 5 and 3, remember guys, the easy way to get common denominators is just multiply the other one by the other one. Simple as that. You might not always get the smallest numbers or the least common denominator, but it'll get you a common denominator in the long run. And remember, be checking yourself with the calculators. We're trying to remember so much, and your little brains can only handle so much. They're growing, they're expanding. Give them a break now and then. All right, so I'm going to multiply this first fraction, my 12 fifths, by 3 to get my common denominator of 15. And remember, whatever you multiply the bottom of your fraction by, you have to do to the top as well. You have to keep that equal. And so 3 times 12 is 36, and 3 times 5 is 15, minus, and now over here, I'm multiplying this fraction by 5 to get that 15 in the denominator. 10 times 5 is 15. All right, so at this point, this is where you can jump to your calculator and plug in 36 minus 50. I'll actually go ahead and open my calculator and do that. Bloop. So 36 minus 50 gives me negative 14. And that makes sense that I'm getting a negative because I have 36 to start with, and I'm taking away 50, which means I do have more negatives. I could rewrite that adding the opposite, keeping that first number, changing the subtraction to addition, and then the opposite of a positive 50 fifteenths would be a negative 50 fifteenths. Still leaving you with an answer of negative 14 over 15. I'm just going to move that up a little bit so it's not so on my example 2. Negative 14 over 15. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Boom. Let's finish our steps. So first improper fractions, then we did common denominators, then just math it. And there's our first example.